Right. Good evening again. I wasn't expecting to come straight back on. I've just been looking at what's been happening in Epping, and obviously, I've been doing hotel demos for 2.5 years, every single Friday night at 7 o'clock, and I just thought, why not? Why not just call a demo a piece, and it has to be peaceful, has to be legal, has to be legitimate, outside every single migrant hotel up and down the country, same time, Friday, 7 p.m. Pick your local hotel, go there, set up peacefully, don't do anything aggressive, don't intimidate people, but just get there and make your voices heard that you're not going to put up with this. That basically we've had enough, enough's enough. We've been doing our demo for two and a half years or something like that. And they get noticed. They get noticed without a shadow of a doubt. Now, obviously, Epping's been massive because of the nature of the case that's happened there. But we can be absolutely sure that there's stuff going on in probably every single one of those hotels, because the whole thing, apart from anything else, they're in the country illegally. They shouldn't be here. And I think we've got every right to peacefully make our voices heard outside every hotel. So this Friday, 7 p.m., wherever you are in the country, go to your local migrant hotel and make it known that you're not happy with the situation. Do it peacefully. Do it within the law. Don't want anyone getting nicked. Don't want anyone rioting or going to prison. That's counterproductive. So get your local hotel, 7 o'clock this Friday, 7 p.m., and just make your voices heard. And the reality is that the police will have to police that up and down the country. And that's going to basically make sure that the government goes, hold on a minute, if people in every town and city up and down this country get outside the local migrant hotel. By the way, share this everywhere. Share this stream absolutely everywhere, because what we want is people to actually do it. So we want people to actually get outside the migrant hotels, make some noise, get your placards ready, make sure it stays peaceful, make sure you have articulate people there to speak and say what needs to be said, but make your voices heard, because nobody's listening to us. And I think if it happens nationwide, I mean, all the way around Northern Ireland, every single migrant hotel in Northern Ireland, just get out there, do it legally. We've done it for years. Not one of us has ever been arrested. Get outside every single hotel up and down this country, up and down the UK, Scotland, Wales, England, and Northern Ireland. 7 o'clock this Friday. To coin a phrase, just do it. Okay, right. Shortest live stream I've ever done. Share it everywhere, guys. 7 o'clock this Friday. Peaceful demo at your local migrant hotel. Let's have a little look. See what people are saying. Yep, I agree with that. Totally agree with that. The far right racist label is backfiring. Nobody's listening to that anymore. We know we're not. Yeah, there you go. I didn't know about that. Poland protested in 100 towns and cities at the same time. 7 o'clock this Friday. We'll be outside our migrant hotel because we do it every Friday at 7 o'clock. So it's up to you guys. If you want to do it, dive on and share this everywhere. Share this with as many people as you can. But let's have 7 o'clock this Friday, peaceful protests outside every single migrant hotel throughout the country. And as long as they're peaceful, as long as you're not breaking any laws, nobody can say a thing about it. Yeah, John, it's a late one, mate. I just watched that thing in Epping, and I thought, the way it's been policed, absolutely ridiculous, totally heavy-handed. And I thought, if people just do them outside every single migrant hotel, same time, up and down the country, well, then people are maybe going to sit up and listen, because it has to be policed. They have to police them right the way up and down the country. And you're not breaking the law, but it is a form of legal civil disobedience. And it's costing you nothing, because everybody's got one of these hotels in each of our towns up and down the country. And I'll certainly be there this Friday at 7 o'clock outside the Marine Court in Bangor. So if you want to come to our demo, you're more than welcome. Anyone which in Northern Ireland, Marine Court, bottom of High Street, where the old Royal Hotel used to be, and also where, I can't even remember, where the Marine Court Hotel used to be before they turned it into an absolute dive of a place. And the other thing is, right, see, eventually when the government manages to get these hotels closed down, boycott the things And do you know what we're going to do? We're going to carry on demoing the hotel when the scumbag that owns it opens it up as a new hotel. So there you go. 7 o'clock this Friday. Every single, not just Bangor, every single hotel up and down the country. I've been saying this once. Protest in position. Stay local and protest. Just do it. Just do it. Use the Nike slogan. Just do it. 3 in West Sussex. Yeah, do you want to dive on there, Paul? Hang on, mate. Bear with me. Bear with me, brother. Okay. Invite guest. Copy. Just give me 2 seconds there, mate. Open my email. Bring Mr. Thorpe on. If you hang on, guys, we're going to get Mr. Thorpe on. He is burning the midnight oil. This man is burning the midnight oil. Okay. It's coming over to you now, mate. Do. Make sure that's okay. Yep, that's fine. Okay. Right. Okay. Sorry about that. Right, Paul, you should have the link there, mate. Just dive in when you get it, mate. Yeah. Yeah, do them. Listen, guys, just do them everywhere. Anywhere listen, it's not difficult to find your local migrant hotel. Just look for the yeah, you'll find them. There's plenty there. Do. Don't look back to Bangor. Very good. Yep. Oh, you can catch up. You can catch up, Kelly. There's it's still up there. Bill Hotel, all the anti-racist pro such arrived at the same time. Here's Mr. Paul Thorpe coming in. Here we go. Let's get him in.
Evening, handsome. How you doing?
Hello, mate. I'm not bad. What about you? I'm just trying to get you in properly here. Hang on, mate. That's not working. What's going on with this here? Just let me try and get you in with that. Let's try and hang on, mate. Not about that one. For some reason, we've only got half your face there, mate. I don't know what's going on. Is that you or me?
I don't know.
Try it this way. Get rid of the comments. Right. Don't know what's happening with that, Paul. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just go to normal screen there.
Kick me out and I'll come back.
Hang on, we'll try that. No, it must be something at your end, mate. Yeah, I'll boot you out. Yeah. Dive back in there, mate. Yeah. Or is it? Let's have a look. Oh, right, I'm going to try and get you in again, Paul. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Bang. Okay. Boom. Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. No, do you know what, Paul? I just came to me with a rush of blood to my head. I thought what we should do is get everyone doing peaceful demos in every single migrant hotel up and down the country this Friday at 7 o'clock. As long as they're peaceful. Now, if people are kicking off and being stupid, that's nothing to do with us. But we don't want that. We want people to be peaceful and legal. But it just send a massive message out. If you had, I don't know how many migrant hotels there is, 200 or whatever it is, that shouldn't be difficult to cover all those with the amount of people that we've got in this movement. And go and stand there for an hour, and the police will have to police it. And if that doesn't get the Home Office's attention, it's peaceful. It's not going to cause anyone. No one's going to go to jail. Nobody's going to get arrested. Nobody's going to get hurt, and it just sends a massive message out to the government. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it also stretches the left as well. They won't be able to.
No, there won't be. No, there won't. I mean, we never get counter demoed at our demo in Bangor ever. They just don't turn up. A few of them walk past and give abuse, but we just laugh at them. You know what I mean? You never get any of the stuff that's going on at those hotels. So the left would literally not be able to cover it, and the police would be stretched as well. But as long as people keep it peaceful and respectful and within the law, there's nothing wrong with doing that whatsoever. So 7 o'clock this Friday, just do it.
Do you know what, Richard? A few weeks back, I said that. I know that you probably disagreed, but I said that I wasn't convinced about street demos. But to be fair, it could very well turn out that Essex and Epping holds the key here.
Yep.
Because if this is successful, if the good people of Epping succeed, it sets a precedent.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's like anything. There hasn't, even though there's been a bit of argy-bargy at Epping, there hasn't been a huge amount of violence. I mean, it's not serious, right? And there's been a little bit of pushing and shoving and bottles been thrown, but not even glass bottles, just plastic bottles. That's all I've ever seen. So I don't think there's anything really bad thing going on there.
Occurred, though, Richard, that only really occurred after the police brought the anti-mobbing.
And tried to run and ran about 3 people over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. No, I think, honestly, guys, if you're watching this, if you're not already doing a migrant demo, I've been doing one for 2.5 years. So I've been doing the heavy lifting on this. And we haven't got our migrant hotel closed yet, but there's no men in our migrant hotel anymore. What they've got in there is women, and we don't mind women being in, well, we don't want any migrants, right, that are illegal. But if women are in there, they're probably there for their own safety, right? And we've no problem with that, but we still use it as a focal point because at the end of the day, the message still has to go out that we do not want unvetted men coming into our towns and villages and causing absolute havoc because it's just not right. No. These people, listen, the people that have been protected by the police are the people who are breaking the law.
Yeah,
it's absolutely insane.
It's insane.
Absolutely insane.
But watching the events unfold over the last few days.
Yeah.
And I thought about going live myself late tonight because it's 12:30 here, but I saw you were on and I thought I'd give you a quick shout.
Yeah.
But this reminds me, on election night, when they say this seat is really important.
Yeah.
If the Tories or if the Labour Party win this seat, that really tells us what's going to happen right across the country. Well, this is what Epping reminds me of.
Yeah. Well, this is a good point that Lippy Lou's saying, right? And you are absolutely hitting the nail on the head here, right? But here's the thing. What we've got to do is basically we've got to get the message across that we don't want these people in our country. End of, right? Because we know that there's very few, that there will be the odd asylum seeker in there amongst them, no doubt about it. And you want to find those people if they're genuine cases. You think about the poor Druze and Christians from Syria. I'd have those people in our country in a heartbeat because they're getting slaughtered by crazy jihadists. But what we're getting the crazy jihadists that's doing the slaughtering coming to our hotels. Let's get it right. So Lippy Lou's absolutely right. This is what I got told this by someone who was talking to the Home Office, and I know this person very, very well, and I know it's true. What they're trying to do now is something that's called normalization, which is exactly what you're talking about. Getting them into our local areas, into rented accommodation. They're paying. Do you know what? I watched footage from what's happening to the Copts in Egypt, right? These are Christians, right? Christian Copts in Egypt, right? The Arab Christians in Egypt, and they're getting ethnically cleansed very, very slowly in Egypt by Muslim fanatics, right? That's happening, right? And so I watched this video about this. Very interesting, very, very sad. Do you know what came on, Paul, as the advert straight after the video? You couldn't make this up. An advert for the Refugee Council, right? Now, I just watched a video where a woman had been abused. I'm not going to go into detail, but she'd been abused by these fanatics that were burning Christian houses out, and no one knows what's happened to her. It looked like she could have had something very bad happen to her, right? And then straight after that, the advert that YouTube fed up on my channel or on my page was from the Refugee Council. You couldn't make this up, right? You couldn't make it up, Paul. With Abdul who was an engineer and a refugee who loves playing football and doing art, right? and then the woman who was renting in the house. So this woman was renting her house out, little middle class liberal from Islington, renting the house out to him, and she goes into the house with Abdul on her own. And I was thinking, see, if the cameras were there, love, that wouldn't be ending well for you, right? That's the sort of madness that we're dealing with. And these scumbags, these elite middle class scum. I don't know if you saw that footage of that woman. I don't know what the hell was wrong with her in that crowd tonight. It took 30 officers to get that woman out of that crowd. Some head case decided she'd go into that crowd. And Paul, Epping is very like Ballymena. In Ballymena, if you attack one person, you attack the whole community, right?
Yeah.
If you attack, and same in Ballymena, all the lads in Ballymena all got called racist. There's a whole lot of them going to do prison time. And the lad whose child was attacked is a mixed race lad. His mum's Nigerian, his dad's from Ballymena, right? And yet the media put that out as a racist attack. So let's send a massive peaceful message out this Friday and every Friday until we get this sorted. And like Lippy Lou is saying, I'm not happy with the migrant hotels closing, because see, when they close, you don't know where they've gone, right? I want them out of the country. I want these people, if they came here illegally, get them back to France.
Yeah, they need to go.
Get them back to France and let France sort it out. Let France sort out who's an asylum seeker and who's not. And if they're not asylum seekers, they get sent back to the host country. But the first thing you need to do is get them all back to France. But you know what they're doing? Do you know what they're doing, Paul? This is really important, right? I'll just say this, and then what they're doing is they're fast tracking all the passports through, right? So they're not doing proper checks. So these people, they're getting asylum seeker status, which not only gets them a passport, which is a golden ticket. They get benefits, they get preferential healthcare, and they get put to the top of the housing list. That is an absolute disgrace. That's what Keir Starmer's doing.
And they get to vote.
And they get to vote. That's why he's doing it. That's why he's doing it, right? That's why he's doing it. But what about your kids and my kids that can't get on the housing ladder, right? I mean, my son's married a girl from the Philippines, right? I'd love to see him bring his wife back, because do you know what? She's not going to be thinking about grabbing, little Jane off the street and doing horrible things to her. Whereas Abdul, the engineer, who's getting put up by the Refugee Council, I'd say there's a pretty high chance he's going to be thinking of grabbing little 13-year-old Jane off the street and doing horrible things to her. Because we've seen the playbook play out already with what's happened with the grooming gangs. And do you know what, Paul? I think the people of our country are sick, sore, and tired of this, right? We're sick of being gaslit. We're sick of being messed about. Enough's enough. Everybody needs to stand up, and let's do it this Friday. Let's have hundreds of hotels up and down the country with nice, respectful, just like the people of Epping done, nice, respectful, peaceful protests up and down the country. Because if bad things aren't happening in those hotels yet, they will be happening in those hotels.
So people are putting in the chat that Tommy's going on Sunday
to Epping. Yeah, that's fine. That's Epping. That's fine.
I haven't seen that confirmed, but
that's fine. But the bottom line is,
ensure a massive turnout.
Yeah, that'd be a massive turnout for Epping. But do it this Friday. Listen, this isn't like something you just do once. You do it again and again and again. You're relentless. You don't stop. You keep going and going and going. So, it's not just a little hobby. You get outside those hotels and you make sure that everybody hears your voice and everybody knows you're there. Well, I'm just angry about it, Paul. I'm just so angry because, they're just taking the mick out of us all.
I think the as I said, the reason I wanted to hop on just quickly really was to say that, only to repeat what I said earlier, I've never been a huge fan of street protest for reasons that I've explained on many occasions before. But it may just be that Epping really is the turning point.
Yeah.
And if they succeed, and I sincerely hope they do, things are going to change, because that's going to filter through to other communities.
Yep.
And they're going to go, well, if Epping can do it, we can do it.
Absolutely.
But, like you say, the big problem is, where are they going from now?
Well, this is the thing. So you see, it's not just enough to close the hotels, Paul. It's not just enough to close the hotels. They need to stop the boats. Yeah. Like, I was looking at
that can be done in 30 minutes.
Of course it can. Of course
30
it can.
minutes.
You don't need to mess about with the ECHR. You declare a state of emergency. You stop them coming in and you send the ones home. Apparently, it's believed there's up to 1.2 million illegals in our country. There's 500,000 in London alone. 500,000 illegals in London. Since 2000, now let me get these stats right. I went through them the other day. Since 2015, 8 million people have come into this country. 8 million have come in. So if you count the ones that have left, because obviously there's a lot of, people that have left the country. So you've got 8 million have come in. And the people that have left are the good ones. And the ones that you've got coming in are the ones from Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq, Syria. Look what's happening in Syria. I don't want any of these people in my country, Paul. I just don't want them here. I want them gone.
I had another friend of mine earlier on that I haven't spoken to for probably 3-4 months. He's got 2 girls, both under 8.
So I just want to respond to this here. No, mate, I'm not in Spain. I'm in Northern Ireland, where I've lived for 40 years. And I came here with the Troubles to save the people of Northern Ireland from the IRA. So that's who I am, Finbar. I'm not in Spain. And if Paul's in Spain, that's because he's took his family there to be safe because he was getting so much grief. I just want to say to these people, all this nonsense with people having a go at you for going to Spain, Paul, let me put people straight on this chat right now. Paul's my friend. He went to Spain. He wouldn't be doing activism now if it wasn't for him going to Spain. Because why would he put himself and his family through stuff where his life has been threatened? He's been harassed by the authorities, harassed by the police, having his bank account frozen, which I've had frozen. So if anyone that wants to comment about Paul and knows what he's done in the background, Ben Habib's party wouldn't have started if it wasn't for Paul, right? Simple as. This guy puts people together, gets people in a room, gets them talking. So all you dickheads that are digging Paul out, just go and give your heads a wobble. Go and sit in a dark room and just stop, because I'm getting pissed off with it. I'm not in good form tonight, as you can probably tell, Paul.
Well, Richard, I'm humbled with those words, but look, I don't want it to be about, me or, thank you, Pauline. I really appreciate that. I've lost my train of thought now, Richard.
Sorry, that was me going off on a very aggressive
No, mate. Listen, you know how much I think of the work that you put in as well. Look, I just think that now is the time. Things are changing. I was telling you about a friend of mine.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
He rang me up out of the blue tonight and said, "Paul, we're leaving."
Yeah.
And I said, "Wow. Why? What's changed?" I spoke to him, the last time I spoke to him, I said, "Would you ever think about getting out?" And he said, "No."
Mm-hmm.
Something has happened at one of his kids' schools. They're both under 8.
Yeah.
And he said, that was it. Enough.
Exactly.
They're going. They're leaving.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're flying out. They're flying out here in 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
And he wants out.
Yeah. Well, listen, and do you know what?
This is another good, solid family business.
Here's the thing, Paul, right? Look, flights from Spain to England are easy to get. When I come and do my activism in England, I've got to get, I haven't done a lot because I've been broke, to be honest with you. But when I come to England to do activism, I have to get on a plane, right? There's no difference. There's absolutely no difference to you sitting in Spain and me sitting in Northern Ireland. My home is in Northern Ireland. Your home is in Spain. But if you want to come to England, and I'm an Englishman through and through, love England, always have, but I'm going to be where my family is. I'm going to be where my kids and my grandkids are, right? And I'm going to be where I feel happy and fairly safe. And the irony is, Paul, I feel safer now in Northern Ireland than I do in England. However, I lived under death threat for 20 years. So when somebody comes on the channel and starts saying he's using Spain, he's going to get a slap. Do you know what I mean, Paul? Because I've done the hard yards. I've checked under my car for 20 years. I've, had all sorts of, had to take all sorts of security.
You've lived and breathed the full experience.
I know what, and all these idiots that talk about wanting civil war, really, I've lived it. All my friends in Northern Ireland have lived it. No disrespect to people in England, you haven't lived a civil war. If you really want a civil war, wind the clock back 20, 30 years, it's horrendous. And we weren't even in a full-blooded civil war, but it was bad enough to get a taste for it and go, do you know what? Nobody wants that, right? So what we're trying to do, and this is the thing that annoys me, Paul, right? What we're trying to do is basically give a political solution and a political analysis so that we don't go down the road of violence. That's why we're doing what we're doing with Ben Habib, right? Because we believe that Ben could well be, if all these stars align and everybody gets their heads together and realizes that Ben is the man that can lead the country. There's other people that think they can, but they can't. In fact, they know they can't, so I don't know what they're playing at. But the reality of the situation is Ben could be the next prime minister if everything fell into place, Paul. Because I believe there's going to be such a seismic change over the next few years that people are going to be begging out for somebody like Ben, who has integrity and has a lot of good people around him. And look, I'm going to try and get Ben on the channel, and because do you know what? I want to actually do a sit down with Ben, do a live stream with him, and hit him with all the hard questions, really hard questions about
he won't shy away.
I know he won't. That's the whole point, Paul. Because and I know he won't. You know what I mean? He is a man who is literally putting his money where his mouth is. He runs a PLC, for goodness sake. He don't need this. He doesn't need the aggravation of this. No. He could walk away. And I said it to him when we're on the chat. Do you remember, Paul? I said, Ben, you could go away and sit on a lovely beach, going and playing golf, swimming in the sea, and drinking G&Ts. Yeah. And he said, yeah, I know. He says, but I don't want to. Well, he didn't say I want to. I said I'd love to, but I feel I have to. Yeah. I have to save the country. And I want to say this. Listen, let me say something to everyone. Like I say, I've got a second win tonight, right? So I was literally on my chin strap when I did my 2-hour stint earlier, and then I watched that thing at Epping. I thought, fair play, yeah, hundreds of people on the ground there. And look, if Tommy goes to Epping on Sunday, there'll be 30,000 there, no doubt about it, right? It's going to be absolutely mega.
Thank you, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and this is the thing. This is the thing. People absolutely need to join the reform. Oh, shut up, said it again. No, join Advance UK. Join Advance UK. Somebody edit that out. Join Advance UK, not reform.
Richard, you know what excites me?
Yeah.
I'm actually excited for the first time in a while, right?
Yeah.
The mood is it's tangible, it's changing.
Yeah.
Things are happening.
Yeah.
And this is why everyone, that people like Richard and I and other people that are involved to different levels.
Yeah.
Please just let us get on with what we do best.
Yeah.
Rather than people getting involved in sniping, everyone should just do what they do. We can all fight battles from different corners, in an army, and that might not be the best analogy.
Yeah.
In an army, in any team, you have different positions, different players, different regiments, different experts. Let everyone get on with their jobs. Let everyone fight their battles. And even if people are just doing this much, it all adds up. The straw will break the camel's back.
Paul, I mean, I know what I'm good at, right? I can make speeches, I can do videos, I can do journalism. I know my could I be a politician? I don't think so.
You could.
I don't know, because you know what? I'm too controversial, Paul, to be honest with you. It's the same as Tommy. Like Tommy, Tommy would make a great politician, but the problem is, we'd get slaughtered by the media. We get slaughtered by the,
But that's what you have PR people for, though, Richard.
Yeah, but you see,
you have people in the background just calming you down a little bit.
You don't want that. You don't want to be calmed down. You can't tame a tiger. Nobody's ever going to tame Tommy, right? I love it when I was watching it today. He was getting stuck into that flipping idiot that used to play football for England. Yeah, flipping, and slaughtered him. And I thought, do you know what? He couldn't do that if he's a politician. Do you know what I mean? He absolutely ripped him a new one. And that's why me and Tommy are kindred spirits, because I see him doing stuff and I go, do you know what? He's got the fire back in his belly. I saw that. I saw Tommy doing that video. I thought, he's got the fire back. He was looking positive. Yeah. And I was thinking, yes, come on, let's have it. And iron sharpens iron. So when you see someone like that, you go, do you know what? I'm going to put my foot on the gas as well. And I'm going to do whatever I can do to turn this thing around. And listen, I'm going to tell you, we can win this, Paul. We can win this, and we can win it without a shot being fired. But that opportunity that we've got to do that, right? That opportunity we've got to do that is getting less and less and less. And if we don't manage to do it before the next general election, and what it means is, before the next general election, every single patriot in this country has to decide on one party and stick with it like glue, right? And it can't be Reform. And no disrespect to UKIP, it can't be UKIP either, because UKIP is not seen as a serious party. And as much as I like Nick, and he's a good lad, everybody to me has got to get behind Advance now, right? And again, I know what's going on in Advance. I know the plans they've got, and if all the ducks get into a row, and I think Restore should come in and support Advance as well, and you know, and I'd love to see Unite the Kingdom get behind Advance, the pledges behind Advance. So if we get all these moving parts behind Advance,
it's happening.
It's happening, right?
It's happening,
and the momentum will be like an unstoppable steam train. And all I'll be, Paul, I'll be just a cheerleader from the sidelines.
Look, Richard, as you know, things are happening in the background. We're all working bloody hard to make things happen. But look, at the end of the day, I noticed Tommy earlier on said that exactly what I said last week, and got a stick for it. He was just a bit disappointed that Rupert and Ben hadn't managed to, you know, go in this together. Yeah, I mean, Oliver, I'd love to see UKIP join Advance myself.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. Because, I mean, there'd be something for... Listen, here's the thing, right? Can you imagine? I mean, Nick does really well on the street, right? Everybody loves him on the street, right?
Yeah.
That's brilliant. But that only speaks to a certain section of the population. I love street protests. I love it, right? But the problem is you need the other piece of the jigsaw as well. And Ben's the other piece of the jigsaw. So Nick could come in as the guy that does the street stuff, right? And get a position, right? Because, you know, and that's what we need to do. We need to get...
For the sake of the country, we have to look at electability.
We have to look at electability. Exactly.
You know, whether, you know, it doesn't matter how much people like Nick or we like him.
Yeah.
You know, how much we agree with him.
Yeah.
I won't say anything bad about Nick.
No, neither will I. Not at all. Not at all.
You know, because I admire his spirit and his fight and his courage.
He did great today. I watched him today. He did a brilliant job. A brilliant job, right? And that's the whole point. But it needs to be one party. And it's, you know, you could turn around and say, well, Advance isn't registered and all the rest of it. It's going to be very soon. I mean, if the stats are what I think they are. Now, I mean, obviously keep signing up. If you're not a member of Advance, just go and sign up. Just go and join, right?
Can we discuss JR154? Obviously, look, JR, mate, look, I say mate, I take it you're a fella. We're on the same side. Look, Advance do not have the base reform as they don't at the moment. Sarah Potchin may take over reform. I don't see that happening. If Donald Duck did, I would still vote for reform. I think that's going to change down the line, hopefully.
It is. Exactly. If Nick doesn't join Advance, that's a huge waste of talent. And I don't mean that. No, absolutely. You know, I get you, Yam. That's my point, right? Look, I was on the NEC of UKIP, right? So that's basically the ruling. You're a director of the party. I had to resign because I realized that it's not going to win the next election. And it's just not, right? And again, look, you know, I'm not going to go into I'm not going to start slagging UKIP off because I've still got friends that are on the NEC, but it's not going to win the next general election. Whereas Ben definitely has a chance because there's so much momentum and there's so many people coming on board in the background that we haven't even announced yet. You know, there's so much going on.
Should I tell you the difference between Ben and Nick?
Yeah.
And this is what I want people to understand is that if reform crashes and burns, which I think they're going to, Ben is so well placed to take all of that support.
Absolutely.
In a heartbeat. Probably 95%. Ben could attract 95% of reform support base. I don't think Nick could do that.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Absolutely not.
That is the difference. It's not about who you prefer or...
No, I agree 100%. And this is, I mean, the reality, what needs to happen. I mean, there's so many variables here and we're a long way out as well, guys. So like, I'm pushing Advance because there needs to be a party there that is really, really challenging reform. Excuse me, challenging reform. That's absolutely what's needed, right? And it's not. UKIP isn't going to do that. It's just not. It's just not going to do that.
Good question there, which I can actually answer. I'm not breaking any confidences when I say this.
Yeah.
Sorry, can we just go back to that?
Oh, sorry, Paul. Flip. Where was it, mate? Hang on. Yeah.
JM.
JM. Oh, there we go. Got it. Yeah.
Do you want to read it out and I'll give you the answer?
Yeah. Why didn't Ben H try to agree something with Nick first? Could have relaunched UKIP as Advance and wouldn't have needed to register.
Yeah, I think I spoke to Ben about that possibility, and I think as I said, I'm not breaking any confidences here. I'm sure Ben said it himself, but I think Ben just felt that UKIP carried too much baggage from the past.
Yeah,
and what we needed was a clean slate.
But also, Paul, as far as I know, Nick and Ben have had discussions. They've spoken. As far as I know, they've spoken. So I mean, this isn't a question of basically bad blood. It's a question of bringing everybody together, Paul. Do you know what I mean? I mean, look at this. This is nearly midnight, right, on a Sunday night, and we've got nearly 1,000 people on this. Right,
bloody 1 o'clock in the morning here.
1 o'clock in the morning where you are. You know what I mean?
But Richard, like I said it the other day. Oh mate, if I woke up tomorrow and saw that Nick and Ben and Rupert and Tommy and certain people within Reform, 1 or 2 people within the Tories had all got together, I would be like a dog with 2 proverbials.
Yeah,
right? And I will be the happiest man in the world. So all we want, I keep saying it, all we want is to win.
And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, Paul, right? If I'm wrong, right? And if we're wrong, right? And Nick gets, he goes down to Epping on Sunday, and Tommy's there, and he gets a massive surge in popularity, and 100,000 people join the party, and UKIP are storming it, and they're pushing Reform out the way. I'll put my hands up and say I was wrong. Everybody, I made a big mistake. I was wrong.
I think Ben would as well.
Yeah, honestly, I would. And I would say that's fine. I got it wrong, but I don't think I have. And you've got to go with what you believe, Paul. You can't do something, to be a people pleaser. And I know when I left UKIP, that will have made a lot of people very unhappy. But I'm sorry, I had to do it because in my heart, I just went, I've got to back what I think can actually save our country, right? And that's what I've got to do. You know what I mean?
Let's consider some probabilities for a minute, Richard, right? So the probability is that is that Reform are going to continue to eat themselves.
Yeah.
I believe that's a good probability. There's a good probability that the Tories are finished.
Yeah.
There's a good probability that they're done.
Yeah.
So my question is this, and I'm thinking out loud now. If the Tories are done and Reform implode, that gives us a major problem.
Yeah.
So what everyone needs to do is rally around when the time comes, whether it's Advance, whether it's UKIP, God forbid, even if it was Reform.
Yeah.
As much as I hate to say it, right? We have to get rid of this Labour government.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. And listen, here's the thing, right? So let's say we get to the election, right? Here's another hypothetical. And I think at this moment, choice is a good thing, right? So if you're on the chat and you think UKIP's the answer, that's fine, right? I don't agree with you. I think Advance is the answer, but I'm not going to fall out with people that are backing Nick and UKIP. Not at all. Not at all, right? And if I'm wrong, I'll put my hands up. But what my head is telling me, my heart will be saying, I love the passion that Nick's got and so on and so forth. But my head's saying it can't win the next election because this is where Farage has kind of got it right, okay? But he's gone way too far. Ben could win the centre ground over. Ben could win moderate people over because of the way he communicates, right?
Easily.
Now, we've got the British working class. The thing with the British working class, right, and I'm one of them, and I think you would probably class yourself as from a working class background, Paul, yeah?
100%.
So what we've got to get into the British working classes, it's all right coming to demos, it's all right interacting online, but you know the most important thing that you can do as a, well, it's over 16 now, isn't it? I was going to say over 18, but over 16, as an over 16 voter, the most important thing that you can do is get your name on the electoral register, right? Now, unless you're a criminal that's on the run, or unless you've got to keep yourself off the electoral register because someone's going to come and whack you, right? Get your name on the electoral register and vote and start voting, and make sure that you vote for a party that's going to save the country. That is the biggest part you can play in this battle at the minute. Obviously, I want everybody doing demos outside migrant hotels this Friday at 7 p.m. Don't go at 7 in the morning, because all you'll be getting is a milkman. So do that, do the demos, do all that sort of stuff. But the most important thing we can do is win an election. And I'll say it again, sign the pledge, because we're going to be a lot more active with the pledge. We're going to be doing stuff about this Islamophobia thing over the next few weeks, and helping people have ideas of how they can oppose this. There's a lot of stuff that you can do as activists, but the most important thing that we all have to do is vote. And Nick says this every time he speaks. We're voting a way out of this, right? And he's absolutely right. We are voting a way out of this.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall in number 10 at the moment, because no doubt they'll have their eye on what's going on in Epping.
Yeah.
Give me your view on what you think might be being said, and how they're going to deal with this going down the line. Because if the turnout is massive this week, well, how do you see it panning out, and what's going through the minds of those?
Look, I don't think they'll give two hoots about it at the minute. I think it's one isolated incident. They'll treat it as a policing matter. It's one place in one part of the country. This is where mass demos in every part of the country are really important. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for people congregating in one place. But if people are going there on Sunday, to me, everybody should go outside their own hotels in their own local areas on Friday. I'm putting the call out. People do it, they do it. If they don't do it, they don't do it. Like, it's nothing to me. I've got my area covered. I'm out with the lads every single Friday night, doing stuff in Belfast, doing stuff up in Ballymena. I'm active. If you can't be asked to get off your arse and go and stand outside a hotel for an hour on Friday, don't come and talk to me about what your granddad did in the Second World War, because, to be honest with you, it's what you're doing now that matters. What granddad did in the Second World War was him. He was the hero. You're not, just because your granddad did something in the Second World War. People need to stand up for themselves. We need to do it for ourselves. We can't be waiting for Elon Musk to come and rescue us. We can't be waiting for Donald Trump to come and rescue us. We need to get out there. There is a mega sense of urgency now, right? A mega sense of urgency, because the problem is, Paul, right? Even with all this that we're talking about, we are one murder or SA or T attack away from the lid blowing off this country, right? And everything that we've always done is, yes, first and foremost, to save the United Kingdom from this horrendous fate. And the fate is this, that there's a demographic that wants to take over our country. They are very influential. They're very well financed. There's the leftists, there's the Islamists, there's the globalists. Those three demographics want to destroy our country and take away our freedoms, right? And we're not going to let them do that. We're going to fight tooth and nail to stop that happening. But what we've put together, Paul, right? You were involved when the United Kingdom was launched, right? You were there, yeah? You were in the meeting when the pledge was agreed. You were there, right? You're the one that's been talking to Ben Habib, talking to Howard Cox, putting people together, yeah? Getting people in the same room so they're talking. So in the short time that you've been involved in this, right, you've done more than probably 98% of the people that have been doing this for years, because you've been working at a strategic level. And, you know, I keep quoting this, you know, tactics without strategy is just the sound before defeat, right? we've got to be working strategically. And that's what I've always been thinking.
Strategy.
You've got to be, Paul, because you ain't going to. When I first started in this, the first thing I did was I talked to the football lads, talked to the veterans, and says, right, lads, it says, what we've got here is a lot of energy, right? We've got a lot of energy. We've got a lot of aggression, a lot of angry people. That has to be channeled into something political. And I got in touch with Jared Batten, me and the guy that was running the football. Well, he was basically the spokesman for the football lads. John Meehan met Jared Batten in Birmingham. We put all that together, and the DFLA took it over. So the strategy has always been the same, Paul. Right? You have a street movement, you have people mobilized, you have people energized, you get them involved in politics, you get them in a position where they can win an election, and you make sure that the party is not one of these stooge uni parties like Reform, with a stooge like Farage and a stooge like Zia Youssef and a stooge like Richard Tice. So I'm going to tell you something, right? If you're in Reform right now, join Advance. You can join Advance. Ben said it, because you're not even a real member in Reform. You're just a subscriber that pays whatever your dues are a year, right? You don't have any power. Join Advance, right? And you will be empowered. It will be the People's Party, and all he needs to do is get up to 30,000, and it's, well, you just wait and see what happens as soon as that happens. And believe you me, I'm going to be honest with you, right? Ben's the sort of guy I could get in touch with Ben and say, Ben, what about this? And ask him a really hard question, and he give me an answer. And I do want to get him on a live stream. I'll talk to the team tomorrow, see if we do it. Get him on a live stream and ask him some really tough questions, because I know he'll be able to answer them. And I won't prepare them beforehand, but I'll be asking him the tough questions. So, there's so much going on, and like I say, you're going at 100 miles an hour all the time, Paul. Tommy's going 100 miles an hour. Nick Tinconi is. There's a lot of people literally breaking their backs at this. Ben's doing it. I mean, Ben does. Have you seen the work rate of that man?
Incredible.
He's running a PLC.
Yeah.
Right? He's running a PLC. I have a difficult time running the bath at the minute. He's running a flipping PLC, Paul.
You know what? I sent him a video the other day.
Yeah.
I don't like doing that because people get sent stuff all the time.
Exactly, I'm the same.
But I sent him a video that I thought we should see, and he sent the message back straight away saying, I'll watch it as soon as I can, right?
Yeah.
About 2 hours later, he messaged me back. He had watched it.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. I know.
Incredible.
That's the thing, Paul. He doesn't mess about,
So going back to number 10.
There's so many flies on the walls of number 10. It's so full of BS.
I actually think that I don't know. I've got a gut feeling, just a gut feeling, that this Epping is going to turn out to be a turning point.
Yep. Well, I mean,
I've just got a gut feeling.
Yeah.
I know those people. When I say I know those people, I know East Londoners and Essex people. They're as good as it gets.
Yep.
They're solid.
I know.
They're solid.
I agree. I agree. And that's why I think, Paul, it's got to be capitalised on, and we've got to get people, follow the example of Epping. Follow them. I mean, like I say, I've been doing these demos for years, but what you need is big numbers at every single hotel up and down the country. Big numbers. A couple of hundred outside every hotel, because it has to be policed. Yeah. And then at the minute, knowing number 10, right? Well, not knowing them, but knowing Keir Starmer, as in watching him for the past couple of years and beforehand, and all the rest of those slugs in the Labour Party, they won't even. They'll just think, I mean, I actually genuinely think they really believe that we are far right. I think they actually believe it. That's the scary thing. I really do. No, honestly, Paul, I don't think they're making it up, mate. I think they look at us and they think we're like this horde with a bloodlust that is just can't wait to clamber over the gates of Downing Street and hang Diane Abbott off the top of Big Ben.
I've never really considered that. You actually think they really do?
I think they believe it. I honestly that's.
I just had them down as a bit cranky.
No, I think they really believe we're far right, mate. I really do. I don't think they can see the difference. I watched sometimes I watch the Enemy's podcast, and I watched one with that guy Basu. I can't remember his first name. He was head of counterterrorism. Oh, goodness help us if he was head of counterterrorism. And on about the far right and how how dangerous they were, and how Tommy was a gateway drug for the far right. Basically, it was all this sort of nonsense, And he had this other guy that basically said he'd infiltrated the DFLA and gone on a demo with us and all. And there was one in Sunderland, and I remember him being there. And he basically he came to the pub, and everyone knew what he was anyway. You know what I mean? But he thought he'd infiltrated the far right, and they just didn't have a clue. In fact, I'll tell you how bad it was, right? This is how disrespectful those twats are, right? He basically said, oh, yes, when Brigadier Lee Rigby was murdered. Brigadier Lee Rigby, he was a bombardier or a lance bombardier. He wasn't a brigadier. This is a journalist for Sky News, for goodness sake. He doesn't know the difference between a bombardier and a brigadier. Yeah. Like, a journalist on a podcast shouldn't make that mistake. And here's the thing, Paul. Neither should the editor that edits that podcast, because it was that that channel, what they call them, the news. It's all the lefties that do that. They try to do podcasts and nobody watches them. You know the one I'm talking about. But yes, I mean,
I'm just looking at Trash Panda's comment there. Roma on left Ballymena.
Yeah,
report in the Guardian yesterday. I mean, Ballymena.
Yeah. Well,
people will say they got the result I was looking for.
What, the people of Ballymena?
Yeah,
100%. I mean, it's done.
That happens in Essex.
Yeah,
it's going to be a domino effect.
I mean, Ballymena. I'm going up there tomorrow. I'm actually up in Ballymena tomorrow, and I might maybe do a live stream up there. I'm just finishing off the documentary. But yeah, I mean, Ballymena. They actually achieved what they wanted to achieve. Now, would they have achieved it? And this is where we've got to be very careful. Would they have achieved it without violence? I think they would, just with people power. I think they would if they. But again, you don't know, so you can't say, well, it would have gone the same way, because as far as I know, there's that mafia. And let's just, again, for people that don't know what happened to Ballymena, let me explain. Right, for 7 years, a Roma gypsy mafia, a small collection of 2 or 3 families, ran a criminal syndicate in Ballymena. They terrorized the local people. They terrorized their own people. And this is important. They were gangmasters. They were bullying and intimidating their own people. They were prostituting their own kids. This actually happened, Paul. They were pimping their own kids out, right? They were running brothels. They were running drugs. They were cooking meth. They were cooking crystal meth in Ballymena, right? They were dealing in arms, weapons, right? They were people smuggling, right? That's what this mafia was doing in Ballymena. And the people of Ballymena investigated it. They created dossiers. They went to the police. The police lost the dossier, right? The camera at the back of the police station that would have had all the footage of what the criminality was going on in that street where all these gangsters were living, guess what? It wasn't working.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. How many times have we heard that one, right? So the police were completely inept. And what happened was 3 children were allegedly indecently assaulted by members of this mafia, some of them young lads themselves, but some of them older, right? And the people of Ballymena stood up and went, we ain't having this. And they're going. And
this
they went.
This is as a result of inaction by the police.
Absolutely.
100.
And it's exactly the same. Now, don't get me wrong, we can't really say that in Epping because the guy has been arrested and there's legal proceedings taking place. So we can't obviously comment on the case, but the police have acted and arrested someone there, right? But that's not the point. The point is, I don't know how many people are in there. Is it 200 in that hotel? It's a big hotel. There's a lot of people in there.
Yeah, I think 200.
So a couple of hundred undocumented, unregulated migrants are in that hotel. Goodness knows what else has gone on.
Richard, I'm watching this stream earlier on, and there's Salt of the Earth women speaking.
Absolutely. Good people.
Other people.
Yeah.
One of them reminded me of my wife. She likes to take the dog out for a walk.
Yeah.
Now, a massive part of my wife's day, a massive part of her life, is taking her dogs out. That's when she's probably at her happiest, right? And this woman earlier on said that she can no longer take her dog out for a walk because she doesn't feel safe. That is beyond words. The outrage of that, the appalling nature of that statement is, I just don't understand how our politicians and our police services can't look at that one statement and say, this has to end.
It's absolutely disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And I mean, the thing is, Paul, you know, the people of this country deserve better than this, right? And they've been absolutely gaslit by government, and the Tory party responsible, the media are responsible, the Labour Party is responsible, the Lib Dems are responsible, the Greens, the SNP, the SDLP, the Alliance Party, the UUP, Sinn Féin. All of those scumbags are responsible for this, right? Every single one of those parties are complete wrong-uns, right? So this is why it's such an uphill battle, and this is why we do have to pick a horse, and we have to go with that horse, and we have to back it.
Can I just bring up English ball cap there? You're right, Lee Rigby was a drummer. Bless his heart. God rest his soul. Listen, after what happened to Lee Rigby, one of our heroes, they weren't listening then. How many years ago now did we lose Lee Rigby?
2013, 2014. I think it was 2014, possibly. Yeah.
They weren't listening then.
No.
And they're not listening now.
And they weren't listening after Ariana Grande.
No.
And, you know, and there is, look, again, there's a massive problem with that demographic. And I honestly think Farage, in a way, right? In a way, Farage is right, what he said, right? But he's also wrong. When Farage said, oh, we can't win this, right? We can win this, right? We can win this, but it's going to be extremely difficult and extremely messy. And Farage, the coward that he is looking for the path of least resistance, because he's going to be
long in a different way. He meant it. If you're all right, well, I'm not going to speak for you, but if I was saying that, my way of saying it would be, look, we can't win this unless we pull our finger out.
Exactly. But that's not what he said, Paul. He was saying we can't win this. We've got to join them and he's been, you know, he's been going down that road with Mohammed Zia Yusuf ever since, right? So the truth of the matter is that that boil has to be lanced sooner or later, and sooner rather than later, because the sooner you lance it, the less painful it is. You know, if that boil gets as big as it could get, then when you lance it, there's going to be a lot of poison spilling out. You know, and
Richard,
that's the truth.
Can we find? I'd like to find 5 people in the chat tonight. Who would like to join Advance? But maybe can't afford to at the moment. You know, a tenner's a tenner. And I would like to buy 5 memberships for 5 viewers tonight.
Go for it, guys. Drop that in the if you're in the comments here, guys. You hear what Paul said there. If you want to join Advance, Paul's willing. The first 5 that put the names forward, Paul will pay your memberships.
But please, I will ask you one thing. Well, I want to buy 5 memberships for people who genuinely can't afford a tenner to join, but would like to. And then what we're going to need, what are we going to need, Richard? We're going to need. We'll work it out. If we choose, and then what we can do is we can find out who they are. Get them signed up, and I'm happy to pay their membership.
Okay. I'm unable to. There's one there, Jack. So how do we find out who Jack is and get by the suppose you need a full name, don't we?
Jack. Have you got your email there, Richard?
No, I haven't. Have you got one? Have you got an email you can pop in there?
Yes, I have. The only thing is I'm not.
What is it? Read it.
Let me think how we can do this. Go on, carry on talking, Richard. Let me think.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, if you can get your email address, I'll just type it into the comments. Yeah. And you can, and anyone that wants to actually join, just get them to email you rather than put it in the comments.
Yeah,
well, email you.
Let's pick our 5 people.
Okay.
And then Jack, are you the Jack that's been Yeah, there's been a Jack that's been
trolling.
Not trolling, but Jack, if you're genuine, I'm happy to pay you £10, mate.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, if you want to give us an email address there, Paul, I'll bang it in the comments here, mate.
Shall I put it in?
Yeah. Can you put it in, Paul? Can you?
Yeah.
Can you type it? Yeah, of course you can. You type it. Yeah. So guys, if first five people to email Paul with all the details, name and address and such, do that. Send an email to Paul.
I'll tell you what, Richard. Before we say that,
I
could then end up getting 200 people apply.
Yeah. Well, if they do, you just got to pick the first five.
Yeah, but I don't like turning people down. That's the trouble.
Well, you'd have to, wouldn't you?
Can we just not pick them here?
All right. Okay.
Right. Oh, sorry. I'll put my address in, right?
Yeah. Put your email address in.
The email address is in the link. The first five people.
Yeah.
But I'm going to need your names and your addresses.
Yeah.
Because without your names and addresses, we can't get you signed.
And you'll have their email, so all you need is the names and addresses. So yeah, that's fine. Yeah, just if you want Paul to do that, get your email address in there, Paul, and just
I'll pop it in.
Just do it. Yeah, and obviously, like if you can't afford it, if you can't afford a tenner, yeah. But anyway, right? Okay, that's good enough. Do that, Paul. Drop your email in there, mate.
If you're not amongst the first five, unfortunately, I won't be able to reply because it could be 100, 200, whatever.
Exactly. So just pick the first five out that come, mate. Yeah. So just bang your email in there, Paul, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, but anyway, getting back to where we're at. I think there's a lot of energy. I think there's more energy. I felt more energy in the movement now than even there was last year when we did those mega demos. I think there's absolutely flipping.
I'm really looking forward to Sunday. I must admit, I sat there and I think you know where I wish I was.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But that's it. So, I'll pay for. Okay, there's Paul. He says he's going to pay for another five. Right, guys, that kind of knocked me out of my thing. But yeah, if you want to do that, just get in touch with Paul and let's do it.
Pauline, you're an absolute sweetheart, but I will not take your money, honey.
Yeah. I think that first five's fine. I think that first five.
Thank you for your offer, Pauline. Yeah. I'll take care of them. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll take care of them. If we have to stretch to one or two more, we'll do that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Pauline, you're a star.
Ben is the right man with courage. Ben is good. Listen, Ben's a good lad. Listen, when you think about what's actually happened since Ben announced he was going to start that party, I think he said in his stream today he's over 12,000, and that was probably recorded a couple of days ago.
What I would like to see on Sunday is representatives from Advance.
Yeah.
At the event. Having said that, if Nick's going, we don't want to be treading on Nick's toes. Look, Pauline, I know you are, honey, and absolutely, you're a star. That's what makes us, the movement that we are.
Yeah. So it's over 13,000 tonight.
Brilliant.
So Di's obviously just signed up, so it's over 13,000.
Nice one, Di.
That's fantastic. And again, guys, just keep signing up to Ben's party. It's it's like what? It's not even 2 pints. If you're in London, it's 1 pint. You know what I mean? 1 pint and a pack of crisps.
Well, I don't want to disappoint you, Richard, but it's about 3.5 pints in Benidorm.
Well, it depends on where you drink in Northern Ireland. It could be the same. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. But look, I think if there's going to be a big event next Sunday in Epping, fantastic. But listen, guys, let's get boots on the ground this Friday, 7:00 outside every migrant hotel. That's what this was about when I come on here. Every single migrant hotel. Let's get boots on the ground. Share this stream everywhere and tell people if you've got a migrant hotel in your area, get people out there. Has to be peaceful. Has to be within the law.
It's not difficult. Yeah,
it's not difficult.
Behave yourselves.
It's not difficult to go and stand outside a hotel for an hour in the middle of the summer.
You see, did you notice the pictures that the mainstream media used after Thursday night?
Of course. exactly.
It's so predictable. It's sickening.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
Exactly. Of course.
So please don't give the buggers any excuses to put you on the front page of the Guardian or the Sun or the Daily Mail.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's £10 a year. It's £10 for the first year. Yeah. So yeah, it's just a tenner for joining. Yeah. So I don't think Ben has the balls. I'm with Nick Tenconi. Well, listen, you don't get to be the head of a multi-million-pound PLC by being a mug. That's all I'm going to say. Random Journeys, but you know, honestly, I'm not going to criticize anyone for sticking with UKIP either. Let's have a look.
Just going through some of the chats, some lovely comments again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, yeah, £10 for the year, Sharon. You're absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think there's a new feeling going across the country at the moment, and I'm really, really looking forward to Sunday. I will be there in spirit, in heart, in mind, and just support you guys out there.
Yeah.
In Epping. I mean, really, really proud of watching some of them people today and the way they conducted themselves.
Totally. Some great footage as well. That some of the YouTubers down there did a great job as well. I mean, I think Wesley's doing a great job. Mystic Media's doing a great job. Is it AJ or I think there's AY Audits and AJ Audits. There's two. I think there's two. I think they were both there. Paz was there. The guy from what's the Resistance GB, and obviously Wendell there for Tommy. So there was I think there was as many YouTubers there as there was as there was actual supporters. That's not a bad thing because it gets the message out everywhere. The message went absolutely everywhere.
Again, can I just talk about responsibilities for a moment, Richard?
Yeah.
Look, with everything that's going on, we all have a responsibility to take care of each other.
Yeah.
If you're going to one of these events and someone's getting hot-headed, misbehaving, or likely to get themselves into trouble, please put your arm around them, calm them down, and walk them away. Please do not get arrested or get yourselves into trouble. Shoaib was at Dover yesterday, was he?
Yeah. Now here's the thing. When we used to do the demos last year and before, the amount of times I calmed people down and stopped. I'm not boasting, but it's just the truth. But stopped riots happening. Stopped a riot happening. The last one
Richard, I've seen you in action firsthand.
So
nobody does it better than you do.
And the reality is, if you're at a demo and you've got a bit of a presence about you, and people know you, just use that to calm things down. Because at the end of the day, everyone can have a bad day and get it wrong from time to time. But I mean, the best way of doing this is doing it peacefully, because believe you me, if you end up in disorder, they'll hit you with a fray. They'll hit you with what's the other one? Violent disorder or a fray, and then they'll tag a race charge on it as well. And that's what they'll do. That's what they'll do. So it's not worth it.
Here's the thing: we have to win the hearts and minds of a nation, our own nation.
Yeah.
Right. How crazy is that? That we have to win the hearts and minds of our own nation.
I know.
That's the battle that we have in front of us.
Exactly.
And the way that we win it with the right people at the front, the leaders.
Yep.
That is for me. We win it with good behaviour. We win it with gentlemanly conduct.
Yeah.
We win hearts and minds like at Tommy's events when they clear up at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They're seen to be doing the right thing. We're the good guys. We're not the scummy, vile individuals that have bust down from somewhere in the Midlands for 40 quid.
Exactly.
To come and support people that have been fiddling with our kids.
Yep.
That's not what we are. That's not what we do. We're the good guys.
Yep.
We behave in the right way and we tidy up afterwards and we show respect wherever we can, but we're strong whenever that respect is lost.
Yep. Exactly. exactly. And that's the thing. I mean, I think
John's point there is very, very valid as well. And you end up in an ISIS jail.
Yeah, that's the problem. If you get involved in violence, and look, and like I say, I understand the anger. I understand the anger, and the only reason I'm saying not to do it is for you. You, the people that are going to get yourselves into trouble, because I understand the anger. I get it. And especially for you young lad, I understand young hot-headed lads doing stupid stuff, but it's not worth it.
Rich, I watched that video on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting where I'm sitting now, watching it unfold. And my God, I wanted to be there so much just to try and stop one or two people in particular.
Yeah.
Because they're a dot on the card if they're not careful.
I know. Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the problem. That's the problem. And the thing is too, I mean, we can't afford people that are influential people to be getting nicked either, because they've all got too much to do. You can't afford to have Tommy or Nick or any of the other lads that are big faces in the movement getting nicked. So everything
you use the expression "too big to rig."
Yeah,
and that's right, in the respect that we have to make this movement so good, so crystal clear, so clean,
exactly,
that it's too good to rig.
Exactly. And look, the thing is, right, there's always going to be idiots. There's always going to be personality clashes. The bigger it gets, the more you've got. We've seen it. We've had it. We've had the idiots. We've seen what they've done. Hopefully, they've all gone now, or they've gone quiet anyway. But the reality is, do you know what, Paul? I just ignore them and carry on and keep doing what I'm doing, because, if I got annoyed every time somebody had a pop at me, or every time somebody did something wrong in the movement, I'd just give up. So I've just got to ignore them and move on. And sometimes you've got to suffer fools as well. You've got to put up with people that are absolute idiots just to achieve what you're trying to achieve. Do you know what I mean? And it's just life, isn't it? I mean, that's the same way in every single single business movement, political party, whatever. It's always going to be the same. But yeah, I think you're right there, Sharon. Epping has planted a healthy seed. And actually, a good friend of mine lives literally 5 minutes from where all the action's been going on as well. So, but I'm not coming over. I'm not going to come over because I've just got too much going on. I've got too much going on in Northern Ireland. But I am sorely tempted, because I could stay at his house and just wander down to that on Sunday. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's not that far from Stansted. Sure, it's not.
Let's have a look. Let me just have a quick look at my inbox a minute.
Yeah.
1 second. Well, we've got our 5 members by looks of it, because there's about 20 emails there.
Yep, sound.
So I might do 1 or 2 more than 5.
Yep.
1 or 2. I'll try.
Andy Pandy, thanks for that. Thanks for that. Yep, stay active, stay legal. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Yep, that's the bottom line.
Really looking forward to. You know what? I hope that Tommy goes to Epping on Sunday, and I'll tell you why. Because that man lifts people's spirits like no one else can.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And by him making his first pretty much public appearance down at Epping would be immense.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
Immense.
It'd be absolutely fantastic.
The people of Epping.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and the crowd he'll get, be absolutely massive. You know what I mean?
The reception he'll get.
Yep. And it's not going to be like when you go to Speaker's Corner, you've got a mob of baying jihadis, trying to start aggro. It's all going to be friendlies. It's like if he came to Northern Ireland. If he comes to Northern Ireland, everyone's going to be friendly. You know what I mean? Or where we take him, everyone will be friendly.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that's
Yeah, take him in the wrong pub and he'd never come out.
Yeah, exactly.
Angelina, again, thank you for your support. They can't ignore the will of the people. They can't keep ignoring it. And I think now times are changing.
Yeah. Millions of people are ready to come and help. Just make the call. That's Americans. Well, look, listen, come on over. Come on over, guys. Come back to the homeland. You know what I mean? Come back to the homeland. Oh dear. What we got here? Paul, I watch every video, mate, and I think that Jack with the train pick is anti you and doesn't agree with you. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we think that too. But Die sober. Seeing Tommy would be awesome. Pete, I don't live down there anymore. Up in North Wales. Get on the train, Die.
Rich, what's the weather been like at home stay?
It's lashing now, mate. It's absolutely pouring out of the heavens. Yeah. It was nice earlier on. It's still very warm over here. Like, it's still warm. But no, I was mad busy today, so I didn't get a swim today. So, but hopefully I'll get. No, I'm down at Ballymena tomorrow, so I'm not swimming tomorrow either, unless I go really early in the morning.
You got a super chat there, Rich.
Oh, great stuff! Great stuff. No, we've done that one already. I think. Was that a new one? Yeah, no, that's the one. We've already done that one. Yeah, we've done that one. Yeah, done that one. Yeah, thanks for the super chats, guys. I mean, they're appreciated. I mean, you know, Counter Media guys, do me a favor. There's 1,000 people in here. Jump on over if you're not on Counter Media. Jump on over to Counter Media and sign up to Counter Media on YouTube. I'm trying to build that channel up. At the end of the day, if I can get that built up, I will be at this like nobody's business. I mean, I do a lot now, but if I can get that to the stage where it can pay enough money to mean I can do it on a more sort of full-time basis, I will have the foot on the gas like nobody's business. So I don't want you to give me any money. All I want you to do is sign up to the Counter Media channel. Let's get that up to, it's on about 5,000, I think now, Paul, you know what I mean? So if we can get that up to, well, you want to get up to 100,000 to make a difference, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, that's always the, the magic number, isn't it?
John Doe, we're going to sack them all. We're going to get rid of all the Islamists that are working in the civil service. They're all going to be sacked. We're going to sack all the lefties. Everybody's going to go that's using it as a political football. It's just not going to happen anymore. There's going to be a great clear out. That's what's going to happen.
Ben's college, 100 people strong of great minds, hopefully.
Yep.
We'll soon deal with that.
Oh, absolutely. It's got to be well and truly cleared out. What we got here, people won't take the time to read. People won't take the time to read the manifesto. They will say, Habib, that's not English. And Rupert, what a tough name. Most people. Nah, I don't agree with that, Tony. Don't agree with that at all, mate. But I know you're a big UKIPper, mate, so that's okay.
I mean, one thing Tony is right about there, most people don't know who they are. He's absolutely right there, to be fair.
Well, I think if that was the case, we might as well just all give up because they won't know Nick Tinconi either,
Oh, yeah, that's sure. But that's what I was saying earlier on. The reason, one of the reasons to back Ben, one of the big reasons to back Ben is perfectly placed to become very well known very quickly.
Yeah. That's absolutely right, because that happened. My son, who's married to a Filipino girl, he applied for a holiday visa for his wife. And it was turned down by a guy called Asif in the home office. That's who was turning it down. So it's totally rigged. It's totally rigged, and it's got. This is the thing. This is why we need. No one party can do this on its own. That what needs to happen is everybody needs to get behind one party. Right, that's what needs to happen. And Reform is not that party, because Reform has ostracized us. They don't want to know about us. They don't want to welcome us. The only party that I believe can do that is Advance. I think it's as simple as that. It's as plain and simple as that. What needs to be done? Because again, what you need is lots of loads of really clever people, and loads of people that once they get into power will go through that home office like a dose salts. And if you look at the idea of the college in Ben's party, those people will be able to go into minute detail about how to sort the home office out and how to do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
No, we don't want a military coup, because we don't trust the military, because a lot of them are woke now as well. I'm talking about the top brass. I'm not talking about the lads, but a lot of the people in the top brass are basically.
Did you see the Polish this weekend?
No, I missed it, mate. I haven't seen. I haven't seen. Advance to Mayfair. Very good.
You got to give it to the Poles, mate. They know how to do it.
Oh, they do. They do. You see, they were the ones that stopped the Turks in I think the 1500s or the 1600s at Vienna. It was the Polish army that basically stopped the Turks. So they know what's at stake.
They've been out in massive numbers across Poland today. Yeah.
Well, that's why it needs to be. That's our job, John. If you think Advance is the answer, we need to basically get that publicized everywhere. I told you Jack to DM Richard. Okay, I think Jack might have gone for now. It's just me, or do the MPs off today? Sounds Mumsy Lee Anderson sounds like he couldn't debate opening a can of soup or a pizza. Yep, I totally agree, Sharon. I think there's going to be an earthquake at the next election.
Yeah, I do.
I think there's going to be an absolute earthquake at the next election.
It's like there was an earthquake with Brexit.
Yeah.
That's what we need. We need a bang.
Yeah.
We need the nation. We need the nation to roar like the lion we're supposed to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely 100%. Absolutely 100%. Will Starmer give the Falklands Islands away? Quite possibly. I mean, if he did, I think there would be a revolution. Would there be enough of us that would remember the Falklands War? I don't know. I'd like to think there'd be a revolution if you try to do that, because there was too much blood and treasure spilt on the Falklands for him to give it away. But nothing has surprised me with these dogs.
Do you think they care about the blood of our soldiers?
We know they don't, because they're persecuting the ones from Northern Ireland. Yeah. That's another thing. I mean, let's think about this, Paul, right? So SAS soldiers in Northern Ireland that saved hundreds of people's lives, right? I'm just going to be honest, right? The SAS in Northern Ireland killed legally, justifiably in combat the top echelons of the most brutal IRA units that the Troubles had ever seen, right? They wiped them out, right? And it was totally within the law. They shot them in ambushes where these people were going to kill and murder people. There would have been a warning shouted, and then they opened fire, right? That's what happened in all of those cases, yeah? And they're being dragged through the courts for stuff that happened 30 years ago. And these are men in the 60s. What does that do for the morale of the Special Forces soldier? If you're in the Special Forces now, you're thinking, I can't shoot anybody. If I shoot anybody now, I'm going to prison.
In addition to that, Richard, the part of the expression's gone out of my mind, the agreement that Blair set up.
Oh, the Good Friday Agreement. Yeah.
The Good Friday Agreement. I mean, part of all that deal was that a lot of former IRA men, including murderers, were released early.
It's even worse than that, Paul. The ones that were on the run got letters, what they called letters of comfort.
Yeah.
So that they would never be prosecuted.
Yeah.
This is what we're up against. And we've got murderers basically in. I mean, this is why I was just laughing about Tommy getting persecuted. We've got people who are serial killers.
This is a great message from Paul. This is a great message from Paul. How did we manage to stop the might of the German army invading the UK?
Yeah.
But can't stop the small boats. Paul, I think I know the answer to that.
Yep.
Education.
Yep.
Education. When I was brought up, when Richard was brought up, when a lot of people watching this brought up, we were brought up to believe in ourselves, our country, our culture, our families, our history, our forefathers. We were brought up to be proud of who we are.
Yep.
And if you look at the last, I mean, I was thinking about this in the car earlier. Funny you bring that up, mate. I'll tell you what. If you were born after 1990, you were born into a different world to the one that everyone was born in before.
Yeah.
And I'm saying 1990-ish.
Yeah.
Right. Unfortunately, we're a dying breed. We're a dying generation, literally.
Yeah. And
when we're gone, if we don't save this country before we're all gone, I don't see the post-1990 people stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, exactly. I don't either, Paul. I don't either. I mean, I think, and a lot of the people that started this journey with us are dead. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of my friends that did this. I think about Terry Houlihan, Bill from up in Newcastle there. There's a lot of them have passed on. Mickey Hopper. These were really solid people, real tough guys. But they're gone now. And what's the advanced link? Let me get the advanced link here. Let's see if I find it. There we go. Advanceuk.org. Sorry, advance.org.uk. Copy. Sure, don't actually. Right, let's get down there. Yeah, there you go, guys. That's the link for. It's not the link. Obviously, copy that link. Dive onto the website and let's get the membership spike. Do you know, Paul? When we did that live the other night, I don't know if you got this, but there was 100 members signed up that night.
Brilliant.
While we were doing the live. Now, I'm not saying we're going to claim all of them, but you know, I mean, I think doing this just relentlessly. See if I get into something, I'm obsessive about it, right? I'm not going to stop. I'll keep going and going and going, and I'll be relentless about what I think's right. And I'm not going to fall out with people that don't agree with me, but I just know what I know, Paul. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, this is what I don't want. I don't want to see people at loggerheads. I hate it.
No, I'm not playing that game. I can't
really
be bothered
hate
with it. I can't be bothered with it, Paul. At the end of the day, I've made my decision. People got to make their own minds up. And like I say, if we're wrong and they're right, and UKIP's the answer, then I'll put my hands up in 4 years' time. If UKIP win the next general election, right, I'll join you in Spain because Nick will probably have me on a flipping on a watch list. But no, I mean, look. Listen, the bottom line is we've all got to get on. We've all got to have a laugh, and we've got to start working together. We've got to.
Listen, I know I'd rather be in the trenches with.
Yeah, exactly, right. Paul. Exactly.
Richard, I'm going to dive, mate. Because
yes, mate. Yes, I'll close this. I'll close this down, guys. Look, there's 1,200 people on.
Amazing.
At 10 to 1, we've got 1,200 people, guys. Thanks everybody for coming on. I came on. I was going to do a 2-minute live stream, right? And then this man here sent me a message saying, "Get me in." So 7 o'clock, every single hotel up and down the country. 7 o'clock next Friday. Just do it. Nike slogan. Just do it. Just get there. You don't have to do anything spectacular. Just stand there peacefully. You can shout if you want. You can say whatever you want, but just stand there and make a stand for your country. And that's that. This is going to get. We've been doing this since 2017. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. A few years ago, I thought we were finished. Right? It's getting bigger and bigger. It's unstoppable. It's like riding the back of a tiger. Simple as that. It's absolutely unstoppable. It's a force, and to me, it's got to go. It's got to go in the right direction. So, guys, we're going to go. Thanks everybody for watching. You know what to do. Join Advance. Sign the pledge. Be at the event on the 13th of September. Did I miss anything out? Join Advance, whatever. Yep. Just got to do. And make sure you go to a hotel on Friday at 7 o'clock, and then go to Epping on Sunday.
Behave yourself and stay safe.
Stay safe, stay free. See you all soon.
Yeah, love
Take
you
it easy.
All. See you later.
Bye.
Easy.